Hello, welcome to Local Matters. My name is Vicki Evans. In 1992, local artist Andrew Rush and 20 art friends began the Drawing Studio in Tucson to offer instruction and fellowship to artists, art students outside the traditional institutions. Now, as the Drawing Studio celebrates its 20th anniversary, it's fast becoming a 24/7 center for art studio practice. So we're going to learn more about this wonderful organization that's been with us for 20 years as we welcome Lynn Fleischman. Lynn, thank you for being here. And Lynn is the executive director of the Drawing Studio. And we welcome Pat Dolan. Pat, thank you for being here. And Pat is a master teaching artist at the Drawing Studio and director of the OATS program, which is Outreach Art Tutoring for Seniors, and also the volunteer program. So Pat basically doesn't sleep, but thank you all very much for being here. So I generally describe the Drawing Studio, but what is it actually?
Well, as you said, it is a center, and it exists because Andy, the founder, and the others who helped start it, began to recognize that in the modern world, increasingly, our communication systems are largely visual, but we don't get a lot of instruction in how to communicate visually. We don't necessarily learn where images come from, how they're made, and so we end up being relegated to the role of a consumer. And so what we've discovered is that the studio art practice is a way into that visual understanding and that skill development, and that it has profound effects. It helps people to first see the world differently, and in many cases ends up transforming lives.
And when we started, it was mostly for adults taking classes, and as we've grown, we've expanded our program, our summer art program, to kids 9 through teenagers, and then one of the programs I coordinate are for senior citizens. So I will often have people come to one of our art classes who might be like 85, like I was interviewing one woman who always wanted to do art and was afraid, and now at 85 she's learning how to draw.
Because as you were saying, art or learning where it comes from or taking notice or learning how to do the visual impacts our lives in so many ways, and they're finding with young kids that it really enhances other skills that are necessary in learning, I understand.
Absolutely. There are many studies that point to the involvement in the arts improves skills in other academic areas. And we have a lot of kids who are in our programs who are very strong visual learners, but they haven't had the opportunity to express that in a traditional curriculum. And because usually once people learn how to read, the pictures go out the window.
Yeah.
So we have kids who are incredibly gifted, but who don't find that expression in their ordinary school life.
Well, I know also in your 20 years, you started in 1992. You're now located, you moved what, once, twice, but now 3 times maybe?
This is our 3rd location.
And where are you now?
We are right around the corner. we are on 6th Avenue between Broadway and Congress in the old Johnny Gibson Gym Equipment Company. And we've just recently completed a little facade renovation, and we're very excited about our new look. And for a while, we had a studio on 4th Avenue, and we started out in a converted grocery store in Armory Park. So we had 400 square feet to begin with, and we're now up to almost 10,000 square feet.
Wow. And are you actually, and we can talk more about this, are you, if I were the 85-year-old woman and was afraid that the Drawing Studio wouldn't laugh at me and would help me to develop that?
Yeah, one of the whole ideas behind the Drawing Studio is to make it available and accessible to everybody and to feel safe to do it. So people will say, oh, I can't even draw a straight line. And it's like, well, no, actually, everybody can draw if you just have the right teacher and the right coaching. I mean, we even taught in our OATS program a woman who's blind from birth, by touching it, she could draw a shell. So it's very welcoming, and a lot of us have this desire to be creative or to do this, and somewhere along the trail, somebody told us that we weren't creative or we couldn't do it. So we get people, 45, any age, who it's like a secret desire they always want. Like I have a physician who just recently retired, always wanted to draw. Now she's taking all these art classes. Another person always wanted to be an artist in college, and her parents said, "Oh no, you have to have a degree that makes money." So now she's retired and she's drawing. So,
but it also attracts, the drawing studio also attracts first-class artists, people who make their living as artists too, correct?
We have many professional artists who are affiliated in one way or another. One thing that we also emphasize is that no matter how good you get in your skill, because it's a practice-based learning, it's good to be in a class all the time. And so many of our teachers who are amazing artists and who are amazing teachers are nonetheless taking each other's classes, because it's the practice that counts. It's not something like a fact-based or intellectual-based thing where you learn it once and then you know it. This is, the learning is in the fingers, so to speak.
And some of our teachers come out of taking all these classes and becoming artists in their own right, and then they want to share that. And they're great teachers because of their own experience.
If what you do and what you love opens doors of lives, that's pretty cool. So how are you celebrating this 20th year?
Well, we have a great party planned. We have invited 200 of our best artist friends, to contribute a drawing to the drawing studio. And every ticket holder who comes to the gala celebration, we have 200 tickets and that's all. Everyone who comes will walk out the door with an original drawing. And it's going to be an interesting process of selecting drawings, because everyone will get a number. And we will draw numbers randomly. And when your number is called, you get to walk to the wall and pull off
Oh, you get
a
to
drawing.
choose. So if you're 200th,
Exactly. Well, that's the way it goes.
well, luck of the draw,
But
right?
they're all going to be wonderful
I can
drawings.
imagine.
And so even if you're 200, you're going to get a great piece of art.
Right.
And it's really a celebration of our, kind of a return to our roots in drawing, and drawing as an art form in and of itself, just not some kind of like prelude to painting or something, but as a very strong medium that really expresses the encounter, the exploration of the self and the world. There's something exciting and fresh and very unfiltered about that initial encounter with the world and a particular nervous system. And that's what the drawing is a record of.
Right, right. So if you are interested, we want to make sure you have some information about the Drawing Studio's 2012 Gala Celebration and Benefit, and it's called Drawing the Perfect Circle. It will be Friday, January 20th, 2012, 6:30 to 9 p.m. at the Drawing Studio, 33 South 6th Avenue. Phone number 520-620-0947, or always go to the website, thedrawingstudio.org. And you were just talking to me, or to all of us here, about drawing as a major art form, and not just the framework of a painting or a sculpture or something. Talk about, that circle we just saw. Who is that part of Andy's book? I'm trying to segue gracefully into that,
Drawing the Perfect Circle is actually an exercise in our Drawing Fundamentals Level 1 curriculum. And it's an exercise that demonstrates the incredible combination of personal skill, personal expression. No two circles. You can have 15 people drawing this perfect circle. No two drawings look alike. It's an amazing personal expression. And at the same time, there is a kind of observational accuracy, because we all know what we're drawing. We know what a circle's supposed to look like.
Right, right.
But Andy's book, you're talking about
Right,
his
and
book.
we've got some pictures, so maybe while you're talking, Pat.
It came out of every, when we had a newsletter, Andy would always write an article, an essay about drawing and observation, his experiences. So the book is a collection of all those essays, which are really interesting about observation and how you see and the practice of art and the community of art. I've known Andy since I moved to Rancho Linda Vista in 1979, an artist community in Oracle that still goes
so
on.
talk about this. Now, this is from the book.
Okay, so Andy, so here you have mark making of a series of marks that actually make the figure. And he used many different medias for drawing, so to let people think, to expand what drawing is. We're not just drawing a cup accurately. And if you see the facade of our building, he just did a tile mural that's based on this, because he'll actually draw with masking tape to make those kinds of lines.
All right, so this, you called this what? What kind of line drawing?
Well, I would say it's line drawing, it's mark making.
And we've got some more, so maybe we can take a look
So,
here. So to me, this looks more traditional.
Right, where
you know,
he's doing
still
a
life,
still
right?
life, but also the bottom right one where the light and the dark. Andy has a wonderful practice of drawing. He was a printmaker from the University of Iowa, and just loves drawing. And drawing comes in if he's whatever media he's using. If he's just doing drawing, if he's doing watercolor, if he's doing his tiles. So it just comes from a lifelong practice. And here you have, using the whole page. So the book is just wonderful to look at and wonderful to see the images. This comes from his rule of two about relationships between he and his wife. So to decide who's the apple.
Well, we don't have a lot of time, but you really think that we can all learn to draw? Even at the, really?
Absolutely. Drawing is a skill. It's a skill like reading and writing. And we don't say to people, oh, you have no talent for reading and writing. Instead, we spend 12 years of schooling teaching people to read and write, and we do it because we say this is an important survival skill. Our belief is that visual literacy, if you will, is as important, if not more so, as we enter, as we're in these early stages of the 21st century, than reading and writing, and that it can be taught in the same way.
Right.
And that our drawing fundamentals is designed one step at a time, breaking it down so everyone is successful. And you're in a very safe environment.
I'm excited. I really am.
Yeah,
I think I'm one that was told you can't. But listen, we only have about a minute left. What will the next 20 years bring? Or the next, who knows, right?
Should we talk about the economy?
I want that fortune telling.
Yes, well, one thing is we definitely see ourselves going out more into the community. We have lots of satellite sites. The OATS program has several sites in libraries, neighborhood centers, senior centers, churches. What we've seen in 20 years is this incredible hunger for creative expression and a kind of ability to engage in the world in a different way. And I think that's what we're all about. We are developing an amazing community at the Drawing Studio. And the last essay, I believe, in Andy's book focuses on the leap into the creative life, living the creative life, which comes out of this ongoing studio practice.
And once again, the Drawing Studio, located on our neighbors, 33 South 6th Avenue, 620-0947. And the website is thedrawingstudio.org. So thank you both so very, very much. I'm glad we're neighbors because Access Tucson's located on Broadway and 6th Ave. So thank you very much. I learned a lot, and I really appreciate it. There's hope for us all, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
God, that goes fast.